When Cardi B and Offset named their daughter Kulture, they became the latest celebs to give their kid an outrageous Hollywood name.
More and more celebs are trading normal names for the weird and sometimes unpronounceable.
So right now, we're about to decode all those celeb baby names, and when we finish, you might just forgive Gwyneth Paltrow for naming her daughter after a fruit.
What's up, guys? I'm Emil, and it's Junior.
Yay, I'm Miriam Issa.
Miriam, what's the origin of your name?
My first name is after my mom. Her name is also Miriam.
Mine is, I'm after my dad. He's
Really?
Emil, and then my grandfather was Emil, but it was A-M-E-A-L.
So a long line of Emils. That's cool. We have so much in common. you
So
and I.
much in common.
But seriously, celebs, they do have that in common.
Yeah.
They pick names that are so extra that you wonder what the heck the parents were smoking when they were pregnant.
Well, sometimes they say like if you do like your first pet and your first pet and the name of the street you grew up on, that's like your porn name or something.
Yes.
What was yours?
Blackie 54th.
Okay, I never had a pet, but I always wanted one named Buddy, and I lived on Carlo Woods, so we'll say Buddy Woods.
That's
Sounds like a
perfect.
good name now.
Now we know what else you could do in life.
Oh yeah, that would be a great name. But let's break down all
Yes.
of these celeb baby names right now. Starting with Kulture Kiari Cephas. Now this is the daughter of Cardi B and Offset. They just had their child literally a couple days ago. The meaning, Offset's name is actually Kiari Kendrell Cephas. So Kulture's middle and last names come from her father. Kulture might be a Kardashian-inspired K-twist on Offset's rap group Migos, as their first and second albums were named Kulture and Kulture 2.
Interesting. That's an interesting origin. I kind of really like the name.
I like it.
A lot of people are
Kulture.
hating on it, but I dig it.
I love it.
And then you have one of the strangest baby names of all time from some of the most beautiful parents I've ever seen, Shiloh Nouvelle, as in
Oh.
from Brangelina, rest in
Yes,
peace.
yes.
So the story there is Angelina revealed that Shiloh Baptist was the name that her parents had planned to give their first child. Now, sadly, her mother miscarried, but Angie always loved the name. And then Shiloh's middle name, which is Nouvelle, is I think French, and it means new, but it is also thought to be in honor of the architect Jean Nouvel, which apparently Brad Pitt loved. So,
I like that.
So I guess her name is like the Messiah new, the new Messiah. That's some big shoes to fill, Shiloh.
Okay, Shiloh. So of course we have to talk about Rumi and Sir.
I love those names.
Beyonce and Jay-Z, they had to give them unique names. We'll talk about Blue Ivy later.
Yeah.
But let's start with Rumi and Sir. So, born after big sister Blue Ivy, these twins had a tough act to follow. Rumi is our favorite poet, so it was for our daughter. That's what Jay-Z said. And her brother was named post-delivery when he made his personality apparent. Sir was like, man, come out the gate. He carries himself like that. He just came out like Sir. I like that, like Sir. What's
Yeah.
up, Sir?
What would be the female version of that? Like Madam? Like what if you had a baby and you named her Madam? You'd have to let her do whatever she wanted because her name's Madam.
Or just Miss.
Miss. Speaking of strange names from hip hop couples, you've got Kim Ye, and they named their babies North and Saint.
Still love these
which,
names.
you know, it was immediately like a punch to the gut, like, what are you doing naming your baby after a direction? And then it just grows on you, and then you realize they were right all of the
All
time.
along.
Now, the origin story for North started out appropriately as a tabloid rumor, but when the moniker gained buzz, along with the approval of Pharrell Williams and Anna Wintour, basically Kim Ye said that Kanye and her looked at one another and they just laughed, and at that point it sort of stuck. They just decided that North was a good idea. Then momager Kris Jenner clarified that North means the highest power, and Kim says that North is their highest point together. And as for the highest power's baby brother, according to E! News, Saint was picked since it's akin to saying that he is a blessing, especially since Kim did have such a difficult pregnancy.
I love that.
Yeah, it's like naming your kid Miracle. but-
Exactly. But you know, one name that I think really topped the charts this year for out there names that people were a little confused about was Stormi from Kylie Jenner. There were plenty of jokes and memes, but let's really break down what this means. So Stormi, of course, the parents are Kylie Jenner and Travis Scott. Now Stormi is of Old English origin, which is a version of Stormy with a Y, and it's quite an unusual name, but there isn't really a lot to go off of. But people with names with Stormi imagery is said to be like a powerful force. They're capable, charismatic leaders. With this one, we never really got an explanation from Kylie as to what it means,
Yeah.
but I don't really think we need one. Like with a name like Stormi, I just feel like she's so unique and she can just go out there and be her.
Yeah, you know, also Stormy, sometimes like names are like art. It's your job to just look at it and have your own interpretation. So when I see Stormy, I just think storm. Okay, so let's go back to Kim and Kanye.
Yeah.
Their other child, Chicago.
Yes.
I love that name.
I love it because they can be short for Shy.
I love Shy. So Chicago is where Kanye grew up in, and it's also where Barack Obama grew up in.
Yeah.
And I think that is self-evident. That is why
That
Shy
was
is Shy.
One of the easiest explanations ever.
Yeah, we can move on now.
All right, so let's talk about Liam Payne and Cheryl Cole's son, Bear. So Liam Payne and girlfriend Cheryl had such a difficult time deciding on, what they were gonna name their son. And he told Total Access, I want a more traditional name, and she wanted a name that was more unusual. And the reason that she chose Bear in the end was because Bear is a name that when you leave a room, you won't forget. And I like that. When I look at him, he's just Bear. At first, I wasn't really having it. I was like, I'm not really sure. I don't really understand. Now I look at him and he's Bear. You become your name as you get older anyway. I really like that because I feel like when you go into a room and somebody introduces themselves, a lot of times it's like, what's your name? Oh, my name's Jim. And then 5 seconds later, what was your name? But if you say Bear, it's like, oh, okay. Nice to meet you, Bear. Yeah.
I love that. I love that he was like, I don't really understand. I don't really get this.
Right.
Grew on him. Back to the Kardashian clan. We have got Rob Kardashian.
So many names from the Kardashians.
All of them. Yeah, they don't go for normal. Nope. So Rob Kardashian, let's not forget Rob and Blac Chyna have an adorable child, even if the couple didn't last. And I love the baby's name. It is Dream. So essentially, people say that his real dream came true with his baby.
I see what they did there. But we have to talk about Ryan Gosling and Eva Mendes. So they named their child
I love that couple.
Amada Lee Gosling. And baby Amada was named after Mendes' grandmother, and it means beloved in Spanish.
Yes, it's actually pronounced.
Am I saying it wrong?
Amada.
Amada.
And it also means loved, which is the same thing, but it means to be loved. So I love that, and I love the couple, and I love that that's what they named their child. We don't get enough of Ryan and Eva Mendes.
We really don't.
We really
but I
don't.
like that. Stay private.
I will say, I once bumped into Eva at a club, and I professed my love to her.
Okay.
I was hoping she would leave Ryan for me. She did not.
She did not.
She did not.
No.
Now, another man that I've been obsessed with for many years, Justin Timberlake, who is also very happily married with Jessica Biel, and they have a baby named Silas Randall Timberlake. And we found out the origin to Silas Randall from JT's mom. She said that her grandson got the unusual name because he was named after her father. She once wrote this: Silas Randall Timberlake, named after my father and my son. Life is beautiful and we couldn't be happier. God bless you all and thanks for all the congrats.
Oh, okay.
Not very impressed.
I mean, it's cool. I like the name, But we have to talk about Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis' child. It's Wyatt Isabel Kutcher, which I don't really think is that out there, but he revealed in an interview that the name choice was kind of random. He said, we were going to a Lakers game and I've got name Tourette's. I just started listing off anything and everything that I saw. I was like, sign, truck, wall, door. She's like, shut up. I'm like, if you don't accept my bad ideas, you'll never accept the good ones. And I was like, all right, I've got a really dumb idea. What about Wyatt? She goes, that's it. I was like, really? I did it? She was like, yeah, that's it. Well, I mean, that was easy.
Name Tourette's.
Yeah.
I get it. Wall, set, chair.
Yeah. DHR.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, can we also just go back to one of the craziest names of all time, Blue Ivy?
Love it.
I love that one, and that one has a really interesting origin story. If you didn't already know, this one by Beyonce and Jay-Z. The baby's middle name, Ivy, is said to have been chosen in reference to Beyonce and Jay-Z's obsession with the number 4. They married on the 4th of April, 2008. One of Bey's albums was called 4, and the couple have matching Roman numerals for 4 on their wedding fingers. They, as in Beyonce and Jay-Z, were also born on the 4th of September and the 4th of December, respectively. So 4 is just a very special number for them. As for Blue, Jay-Z has a trilogy of albums with the word in the title, including The Blueprint 2, and The Blueprint 3. So Blue and 4, essentially.
I like that. I'd like that. Moving on to another superstar, well, former superstar couple, Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes. I'm talking about Suri Cruise.
This was one of the first names that had us
guessing. This was kind of like, whoa, where did that come from?
The trend kind of started here.
Yeah, I'll tell you where it came from. So it means princess in Hebrew or red rose in Persian. That is what Katie revealed, and that is all that we have.
And that's all that we need. Now, actually, I think the first weird celeb baby name, like the person that started the trend was Gwyneth Paltrow when she named her daughter Apple.
Yeah.
Like, think about it. Apple will someday be a grandmother named Apple.
Yeah, I kind of like it, though. Hi, Grandma Apple.
Well, they did explain in an interview where it came from. She said it sounded so sweet and it conjured such a lovely picture for me. You know, apples are so sweet and they're wholesome and it's biblical.
Okay.
So there you go. She
Well,
was going for wholesome.
I like that. Let's talk about Frances Bean Cobain. That is the child between Kurt Cobain and Courtney Love. And honestly, it doesn't sound that out there to me. It just sounds, that's a name that when you see it or hear it for the first time, it already sounds like a full-grown adult, like Frances Bean. You know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
can you imagine a child? What's your name? My name's Frances Bean.
Right.
It's kind of like,
Yeah.
oh.
Yeah.
So,
I
yeah.
agree.
You know?
Just like naming your child Sir. Again, I think it's weird.
Well,
I think it's weird, y'all.
So Frances Bean. Frances was named after Frances McKee, a guitarist with the Scottish indie band The Vaselines, and her middle name came about because her famous dad thought she looked like a little kidney bean on the ultrasound. So,
That's so
when you think
cute.
about it that way, it actually is really
It's
cute.
really endearing,
Yeah.
actually. Another weird name, Seven Serious Benjamin. Can you guys guess who the parents are for Seven Serious? Erica Badu and Andre 3000. And how about, I didn't even know that they were a couple until right now when I read it in the script.
I mean, they have their
Did you know that?
They had a child, but they're not together.
Oh, good. So
Yeah.
there's still time for me.
Oh my gosh.
I love Andre 3000. I saw
you
him
can
once
have him.
eating a bagel.
Oh
I
my
got really
gosh.
excited. Anyway, Erica Badu said that she named her first child Seven because it's a number and a force that cannot be divided. Yes, girl. She also has children called Puma and Mars, the origins of which Badu has yet to explain. So there you go.
In other unique names, let's talk about Zooey Deschanel, who named her child Elsie Otter. Yep, Otter.
So Zoe is the star of New Girl, and her character is obsessed with animals, but so is Zooey Deschanel.
Yeah, so let's break this down. So she and her husband Jacob named their two kids after two furry creatures. While they stayed quiet on Inspiration, the New Girl star said to people that they gave their firstborn child daughter, Elsie Otter, her name, saying, "We just really like to name Elsie, and then we both love otters. They're very sweet and they're also smart. They use tools, they hold hands while they sleep. There's so many amazing things about otters. They're wonderful animals."
I love that she was being interviewed and asked about
Yeah.
like how her baby got the name, and she just went on and on about otters and
Yeah.
like how cool otters are.
I think that would be a cool like title for an animated show, Elsie Otter.
Oh, that's so cute.
She should have thought about that.
I would never. My favorite animal is the elephant. I wouldn't name my kid an elephant, but you know that just makes me a responsible parent.
White elephant.
Anyway,
No.
just kidding. Okay, so Mariah Carey and Nick Cannon, again,
Yes.
another couple, rest in peace. However, they have some beautiful babies like Moroccan Scott Cannon and Monroe Cannon. Mariah revealed that her daughter was named after her singing idol, while her son was named after the top floor of her New York apartment, because apparently the top floor was decorated in a Moroccan style, and also that is where Nick proposed. So she decided to embrace the word Moroccan and run with it.
Okay, I like that. But what I like even more, this is one of my favorite names, and I don't know why, but Brooklyn Beckham. I just think it sounds so cool.
Sounds like an athlete.
Yeah, like what's your name? My name's Brooklyn. Like,
It just, you
what?
sound tough and cool.
You're already cool when you come out of the
Yeah.
womb. Like, what's your name? My name's Brooklyn Beckham.
Yeah, you
know what I
sound
mean?
like you could wear skinny pants and get away with it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me tell you the origin behind this. So Victoria said, "I always had like the name Brooke, and then we suddenly thought about Brooklyn. I'd always like it as a place. It's very multicultural, very grounded. And it was only afterwards that I realized how appropriate it was because it was in New York that I found out I was pregnant and where David came after the World Cup."
Brooklyn, the epicenter of the earth.
I like that.
And last but not least, we've chosen quite a strange name, Nikola Wolf. And if you don't know who Nikola Wolf is, Nikola Wolf's parents are Lisa Bonet and Jason Momoa, who again,
Yeah.
I didn't know they were a thing until this script.
We gotta get you knowing this stuff.
Yeah, man, I'm obsessed with Jason Momoa from Game of Thrones, and Lisa Bonet is like the most beautiful woman ever to
Yeah.
have existed. So of course they had to create a beautiful baby with a beautiful name. According to Lisa Bonet and Jason Momoa, their first son was given the name Nikola Wolf Manakawapo Namakaiha. Hope I didn't butcher that. Probably did. And it means warrior, strength spirit, rain, and dark. And the baby was born on the stormiest, rainiest night. So that's part of why they wanted to give the baby such a strange name like Nikola Wolf. That if that is not a Game
Yeah.
of Thrones
I
name, I don't know what is.
I think that definitely we saved the best for last. That was the meaning behind that really spoke to
I
me.
think you and I should find new names.
I love my name. You can find one.
I think I'll find it too. All right, you guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Let us know which is your favorite baby name. And also, I'm dying to know what would your fictitious porn name be. Don't go be a porn star. You didn't hear
This
that.
took a twist. All right, guys, we love you so much. Make sure you follow us at Emil Ennis Jr.
And at Miriam Isa on Twitter, at Miriam_Isa on Instagram.
And
see
don't
you guys
forget to
soon.
subscribe. Bye, guys.
That's right.